Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys figure review. Now today I'm super excited to be bringing you the review of Shuri from the solo Black Panther movie, or technically she can be from Endgame as well. Like I said in the unboxing, you could fudge this figure into your Endgame display because technically her outfit was kind of the same as we saw at the end of the solo movie. Now, no matter which collection you're displaying her with, she's gonna look freaking awesome. I can tell you that much just from the unboxing alone, but don't worry, we'll take a look at the closer details in this review. But before we begin, I want to say a huge thank you to Philip Liu from Toys Wonderland HK. Shuri is in stock and up for pre-order for a later batch right now on his website. Links are all down in the description below if you'd like to pick up your very own Shuri. Now, Philip has also been kind enough to sponsor an upcoming giveaway for the channel. That's right, we're going to be giving away the Neon Tech 2.0 Iron Man figure, the Mark 6. It's not going to be the one I reviewed, it's going to be a brand new one sent to you straight from Hong Kong, straight from Philip Liu. So the details will be coming up very soon, hopefully before the end of the week. You will see an announcement video. Now if you do like seeing really early reviews, unboxings, comparison videos for these figures, why not hit that subscribe button, because there's going to be a hell of a lot more on the way. Don't worry, I'm going to keep them coming. I pretty much pick up every single Hot Toys release and I bring you a whole heap of videos on each and every single one. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and some awesomeness will be on the way. Either way, what we're going to do now is get all of Shuri's accessories out here and take a look at everything she comes with. Now, unfortunately, Shuri doesn't come with a hell of a lot of stuff in the way of accessories, but the figure packs a whole lot of awesomeness in, so I guess it kind of more than makes up for it. Anyway, we'll see when we get the figure herself out here, but taking a look at the display base first. Now, as you can see, it does have a really nice Panther logo on there. I do like the high gloss, although I am worried that this is going to get damaged over time. Now, in the unboxing, you would have noticed that there was no plastic sort of cover over it. I haven't tried to peel at the edges to see, because I don't want to peel this off, because it does appear just to be a sticker that's been adhered to the top. So I don't want to damage this, but do be careful when you're taking it out of the box not to rub the figure up against it, because the figure obviously is laying on top. If you take the plastic out, do be very careful, because this is not protected. Now, again, you can see Shuri printed on the front, but no metal nameplate. Still drives me crazy that they flip and flop between them. Stick with one of the other guys. I love the metal nameplates. I'm not much of a fan of the plastic ones or just the printing on there, but just choose one or the other, because we see metal with Yoda and then plastic printed with Shuri. Who knows? They're all over the place. Just stick with one design. Now, she comes with this waist grabber because she is a more slender figure, so they don't want to have the crotch grabber, and she does have that skirt piece that goes along the back, so I think this will work well, grabbing around the waist rather than trying to work with that skirt piece. Now, she also does come with an awesome spear. I know this is not a die-cast piece, and that will upset a few people. People always complain when they see these and they just expect them to be die-cast. Unfortunately, not everything that's a weapon or mechanical in some way will be die-cast, which is something that we're going to have to live with. But taking a look at the details on this, you can see it's painted really nicely. There's no sort of weathering or just like pitting in the metal, which I think would have gone a long way to selling this as being a metal piece, but still it does a decent enough job of looking like a spear, I guess. Now, let's look at these little blasters. Now, I have taken the liberty of installing the batteries. I don't often do it, but I thought it would be interesting to see what it looks like. I usually don't show stuff that won't influence my opinion on the figure, and whether or not this lights up will not really influence my opinion. But still, here it is. You can see one little LED in the top. It's not the lights being super harsh, so just making this look kind of lackluster. That's just how it looks. There's one little light at the top. It doesn't do a great job of sort of filling around. I think there should have been at least two LEDs to give that more sort of rounded effect. Maybe one on the left and one on the right under where the fangs are, except obviously in the back. I mean, it's not great, but it's still good to see. And you can see a little bit of the blue shining through on the side. So it's a nice look, not something that I'm going to be using though, but I do appreciate that the hands are already built in to the gauntlets themselves. That means that you don't have to try sort of getting a hand in there or making this be able to dismantle and then installing the hand in there. I do appreciate the fact that they're already in there and you don't have to fuss around. Really do love that. And she comes with two of those, obviously. Now, she also does come with these little Kimoyo beads. So these we did get previously with the T'Chaka figure, and you can see that there are, or I'm not sure if you can see it because the lights are really bright, but there are little purple symbols on the top of those. So you can have her wearing that, and it does a decent enough job of hiding the wrist pegs, and I really do appreciate that we are getting these because they were kind of a feature in the movie. Now, she also does come with some hands. These are sort of the pack-in sort of pieces that we get with all Hot Toys figures. Obviously, they all come with hands, so not going to spend too much time focusing on these, but the paint detail is really nice. I do think they are a new sculpted set of hands. I don't think we've gotten such small hands before, but I do appreciate the paint and detail on these. Either way, that's pretty much it for Shuri's accessories. What we're going to do now is get the figure herself out here and take a look at that head sculpt. And here we have Shuri herself, and she looks absolutely awesome. I said in the unboxing, and I know I probably shouldn't have, that this could be a contender for figure of the year, but I really don't regret saying that because she looks just that damn good. The sculpt, the paintwork, there is no question who this is supposed to be. Right down to the hair. I am so glad they went with sculpted hair over a rooted hair. I mean, this looks absolutely perfect in my opinion. Who else could this be? I mean, they have killed it. You can see right down to the sort of shaved sections of the hair towards the back. Now, I know there's a gap under the neck, but you can futz with the head to get it to look just right. I just have it sat like that so it looks good front on, but you can play around with it to make it look right. And I do appreciate all the little dots and intricacies on the face itself. They've killed it. Those little dots are so fine. I can't even imagine the size of the paintbrush they're using to get that done. That is crazy. Now, I also love the little fangs on the, I don't even know what you'd call this piece, like the neck piece or neck bracer. You can see the little fangs at the front. I really like that. It goes along with the Black Panther sort of motif, obviously, and I love it. It looks really, really good. So too does the armor piece here, painted really nicely, sculpted great as well. Now, in terms of the arms themselves, they've done something here which I do actually appreciate. I know some people will be a little bit frustrated that it's not an entirely seamless body. However, they've done it this way so that you can get the arms all the way forward without stressing out that joint right there, because if you had the sort of connected arm to the body, you wouldn't be able to move that arm as freely. You get a lot of bunching and it would distort and damage over time. So I do appreciate the fact that they've pegged them in. Those are the only visible joints on the figure, and when you have them forward, you can barely even see it, especially if you have the blasters on the hands. Now, she does also come with these armbands. As I said, I've already attached them to the figure. They look great. They do sit on the arms just right. Do be careful when you're sliding them up though. Try to give them a little bit of leeway as you're sliding it up so you're not scratching the paintwork on the arm itself, because they are very thin and very delicate, and they are rubber. So the rubber stuff, if you apply any friction to it, it tends to rub off. So do be very, very careful. But either way, what we're going to do now is move the camera down and give you a look at the rest of the outfit. Panning down to the rest of Shuri's outfit, as you can see, the skirt piece is a fabric appliance, and it's attached via two little metal clips. Yes, they are metal, attached to her belt there. I really do appreciate how that looks. I like the material that they've chosen. It's got a nice tattered edge, but do be careful not to rub too much up against this when you are posing the figure, because I feel like this tattered edge could become damaged over time. Now, I really do like the print on that. I just noticed that actually under the harsh lights. There's a really subtle print. It's not as noticeable when you're just looking at under normal lighting, but under these harsh lights, you can see that there is a really nice print on that fabric piece. Really do like how that looks. Do be careful though with these buttons that they don't fall off. I didn't see any spares in the box, so do be very careful. Now, the outfit itself extends down to the rest of the leg. As you can see, it's a sort of rubberized appliance. Now, it's interesting to note that this body isn't rubberized underneath. It's a solid plastic body with the arms just being the rubber appliance that have been plugged in to the upper torso. And it's the same thing with the legs. They are just plastic legs with a rubberized suit over the top. Now, I don't know yet whether or not this suit is going to get damaged over time. It feels like a very sturdy sort of material, just like the Civil War Black Panther, although in the line sort of sections, that's what I'd be worried about. The same thing with Civil War Black Panther. The majority of the suit was just fine, but when it came to the little finer details and the lines, especially on Dean Knight's figure, he put it in one pose, one little walking pose, and the creases started to happen. So do be careful with this figure, although I don't think anyone needs to put Shuri in any crazy action poses. I mean, you can, but I don't think it's entirely necessary. Now, moving down to her shoes, they look really good. They are pegged in to the actual leg itself. They're not one piece, which means you get great range of motion out of them. Look at that ankle pivot. I mean, it does go forward and backwards pretty well. There are little sort of pinned or little points that I do sort of dig into the actual leg itself. So do be careful if you are angling it forward, but I mean, they do a decent enough job of giving you a great range of motion, and you can see a really nice tread underneath those soles there. Now, she unfortunately does struggle to stand just a little bit. As you can see, she's toppling forward just because of the way that the ankle is pegged in right towards the back of the shoe. So that means all of this is sort of the overhang, and she does like to fall backwards, or fall forwards, I should say, but you can make it work. You can get the feet angled just right. Now, either way, that's pretty much it for the up-close look at the outfit. What we're going to do now is get the Black Panther himself out here and do a quick side-by-side comparison. Now, getting the Black Panther himself out here, as you can see, these two look phenomenal together. they just complement each other so very nicely. Obviously, Shuri designed this suit, and you can even have her posed like she's putting the suit together or working on the suit. If you do have that T'Challa DJ custom set coming like I do, and you want to use that head sculpt for that, there's a whole lot of possibilities going on right here. But either way, comparing the figures themselves, as you can see, there's a lot more bulk, a lot more height, a big difference in the style of figure between these two, and a big difference in the style of fabric that's been used as well. The Shuri figure, the fabric is a lot thicker, the details are a lot sort of bigger, whereas on the Black Panther suit it's a lot more intricate, and the suit itself is really, really thin. So a very different sort of style of figure between the two, but still, as I said, they complement each other so very nicely. I don't think that you can have one without the other, especially if you're doing a full Avengers Endgame display, because obviously Black Panther was wearing this suit, Shuri was wearing this outfit. They look so damn phenomenal together. And don't worry, a full comparison video will be on the way compared to the Civil War Black Panther, this suit, and the T'Chaka as well. And maybe we'll throw in some other cameos also. So that is definitely on the way. Moving on to the 3 cool and 3 annoying things with this new Shuri figure. The first annoying thing is the way they've designed the shoes. Now, I know I did praise it initially. However, as you can see, if you have them just standing flat, she falls forward constantly. So you do need to make use of that display base. Otherwise, you have to have her leaning back quite significantly, which is putting a lot of stress on those ball joints. The second annoying thing is the fact that the hand is all the way in there without a peg. So that means you're gonna have to jam the arm up inside there and put friction on it in order to attach these, which I think is just a little bit too dangerous for my liking. I really don't want to rub the paint off the arms on Shuri. The third annoying thing is the fact that the display base didn't come with any protective cover on it. Now, while mine is fine, there's no damage on it, I am worried for other collectors, because if it arrives and there's damage all over it, I mean, it's not the prettiest sight in the world. It's all super high gloss, so if this does get scratched up, it's gonna look quite ugly. So I really think Hot Toys should have put a protective layer over this, just like they've done in the past. The first cool thing is the fact that I think the material they've used on the arms is all new. And I say that because if you have a look, when the arm bends, you can see that there are really natural looking sort of wrinkles that are appearing just like on actual skin. I don't know how they've done it. I don't know if there's sort of predefined creases on the inside of the rubber, but whatever they've done looks absolutely phenomenal. The second cool thing is, of course, the Shuri head sculpt. This is one of the best likenesses that I have ever seen by Hot Toys. It looks phenomenal. I've turned the lights down just a little bit so you can see the shadows falling nicely on the actual sculpt itself. And no matter which way you look at it, Hot Toys have absolutely nailed it. And now again, with the gauntlets, I know I literally just complained about the fact that there are hands in there, but I'm also going to praise it for there being hands in there. While there should have been actual pegs already attached to those hands, I still do appreciate that they're in there and you don't have to dismantle this and make sort of ugly seam lines in order to get this on the figure. I still do like that there are hands in there. I just think that they could have done it a little bit better. Just wrapping up on this Hot Toys Shuri from the Black Panther solo movie. Let me just say, I love this figure. This figure is absolutely amazing. Hot Toys killed it. I know I gush a lot about how good Hot Toys figures are, but no, seriously, this one is just that damn good. The fact that they went ahead and it appears like they've re-engineered the material on the arms, so you get really nice natural creasing, where an actual human arm would get creasing, I think is perfect. If you can't solve the creasing, why not make it even more realistic? And I think that's exactly what they've done. And the fact that they pegged the arms into the body so you can get them all the way up without damaging the actual body itself, that is just absolutely awesome. It's something that I didn't expect them to do at all. You'd expect them just to go with a normal seamless body off the shelf and just paint it how they like. But they didn't do that. They went ahead and engineered this figure, and there's a big step up in terms of the engineering that we're seeing lately, especially on stuff like this and the Justice League line, that is really setting Hot Toys apart from the rest. Now, also, the fact that the tailoring is so perfect and that the likeness is so freaking good. I can't overstate how good the likeness is on this figure. The paintwork, the sculpt, the hair, everything just comes together so very well and sets this figure off a treat. This is the perfect companion to not only a Black Panther line, if you have T'Chaka, if you have T'Challa, if you have Killmonger on the way, or if you even have the Royal Throne and you'd like to have Shuri sitting on it, she is the perfect piece for your Endgame display as well. There is pretty much no reason that I can see why you wouldn't pick up Shuri, because she's going to be a big part of the MCU going forward, I'm sure, as she's been announced as the smart smartest person in the MCU, and this figure is absolutely phenomenal. We don't get characters like this very often, so we have to be really thankful that Hot Toys went ahead and put in the work to make this figure as good as it is. Now, either way, that's pretty much it for this video. I know I've been gushing a lot, but no, this figure really is just that damn good. And if you want to pick up your very own Shuri, she is in stock and up for pre-order for the second batch right now on Philip Liu's website, Toys of Wonderland HK. The links are down in the description below. Also, the comparison video is on the way, so feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know exactly when that video has gone live on the channel. Also, check out Instagram, check out Justin's Collect Group, and check out Mint and Sealbox Media, as I constantly post updates of what is coming up next, especially on Instagram. Also, stay tuned for the upcoming Neon Tech 2.0 giveaway, which should be going up later this week. Huge thanks to Philip Liu and Toys of Wonderland HK for sponsoring that. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.